Alright, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Hyruleans and Moblins. Tonight, we have an exciting second round semi-final match. traiLZ is going head-to-head against JJSchmidt in round 2 of the semi-finals. Can traiLZ take game 2 tonight? He has taken game 1 already against JJ, and he's hoping to seal the deal and go on to the finals. But will JJ be able to put up a fight and bring this to a game 3? We're about to find out. And look at this seed we have here. They already start with the glove and all those heart containers and lives. This could be a fast seed, but we'll find out as it goes on. And I am Q Lane, your commentator host, joining you for the covering of this match. Alright, so we have 3 spells here. We have the life spell, and let's see what the other 2 spells they start with are. They do have the glove. Like, I don't understand how you die when you have, like, 7 life containers, but then again, I am knocked out of the tournament, so these players know best. Alright, further trouble to get a magic container, which is quite nice. You want a magic container. It gets you can cast spells a lot easier, you can get to the Grand Palace and see all your end game methods, but traiLZ will move through, pick up his other item. That crawler in the dark cave is an annoying enemy to deal with, but he is by it. So with 1 crystal only requiring 1 gem in this seed, I wonder where the Great Palace is, if it's on the west or if it's on the east. Both these players probably just want to go into a dungeon, complete it, and then find the Great Palace as quickly as possible and see if they can find Darklink. You don't want to leave this seed open for any longer than 20 minutes to half an hour. Oh no, JJSchmidt is getting some slowdown here. Hopefully it fixed itself. About to grab an item. He doesn't have enough MP to cast Thunder. So he's got to attack 1 this guy. What? He only had like 5, like what was that, 6 or 7 hits? That guy can have upwards of 10 or 12 at attack 1. How is the volume levels? You don't want to hear me, you want to hear these other players. Alright, we'll see how traiLZ handles the Medicine Lava Cave here. Was that a 2-bar life spell? Well, at least they can cast it. Not too bad. What is the item? I can't see it yet. traiLZ, come on, kill him. Alright, it is the boots. My stream is lagging quite a bit. I don't know what you guys are seeing right now, but happy boots. Yeah, that looks like Palace 5 there for JJSchmidt on the coastline. He is going to move down. There is another spell he can find which he would like, and he's still looking for the boots. Both players are kind of still looking for the boots. It's unlikely Great Palace is going to be on the west. We got JJ taking the pass through, and he's over to the other dungeon, which is either 3 or 6. We'll see if he farms another Nut Knuckle. No, he's just going to move on down here. So we've got Palace 2, 5, and either 3 or 6, I think. Those are our dungeons that we have to deal with. Not the best dungeons that you want to go into. So we'll see if they can find another item which will allow them to get to the raft. But JJ does find town here to get a spell. If he can pick up something good here, like the fairy spell, he probably will run right through Palace 2. That's what I would do. Or 3, if that was 3. Wow, 113 fairy at Magic 1. We'll see if that's better for traiLZ. But traiLZ is going to pick up the other spell here, and it's going to be Shield. Probably not the spell he wanted. The item, you didn't miss much, Duster. Players are still picking up their spells right now. They are looking for the raft. We don't have Great Palace on the west. It's going to be on the east. Now, where is Mido? They're going to want to cash in for downstep. And I haven't seen whether Fairy is castable at Magic 2 yet for JJSchmidt. But certainly Magic 3 has to do it, right? Yeah, these divers have a really low health or defense roll, and they seem to have a high attack roll. I didn't see what the item was for JJ. My screen is lagging for me. We'll see if JJ can make use of that hammer he found. We'll see if they go into Death Mountain. They do have the boots. He has a rock right here he's checking. Maybe the raft will be in this cave. Hopefully for him it is. Because nobody wants to go to Death Mountain. And he's finally going to pick up his down stab here. He's going to be happy with this one. He already has the spell here, so he never has to return to Mido. That's good for him. Well, sometimes, Nightcrawler, you just gotta go into the Great Palace at attack 3. Like, if you see how strong their strikes have been, this has been kind of like an attack 5 almost run. Like, a few extra attack rolls higher. Alright, so JJ does have the raft. He didn't have to go into Death Mountain for it. We'll see what these dungeons right here are. Finding Palace 3 would be a nice dungeon to go through, or Palace 1. Like, they're going to be booking it over to the Great Palace as soon as they complete their other dungeon. What is in Maze Island on JJSchmidt screen pretty shortly here. And the game gives him experience is kind of nice at this. Like, you don't really level up as quickly as possible to go a bit fast. I'd be happy with experience. Those red lizard foes, they never give you a whole bunch of experience. Like, 100 is as much as you're gonna hope to get from them. They always jip me. I never like fighting them. Okay, JJ is probably gonna nope right on out of there. He doesn't have a whole lot of time to check for the other item. He's probably gonna go look for Palace 1, move his way, and then move onward. So he's got his route or his mind made up. Maybe JJ's gonna go complete Palace 3. It's looking like Palace 1 is in Death Valley or something like that. Oh, did JJ never find Saria before? Well, he's about to pick up his shield spell now. The only thing is, I'm not sure if the runners know which one is Palace 3 and Palace 6. They haven't gone into the actual dungeon yet to see. Palace 3 would be a great dungeon to go into. traiLZ really wants to kill this guy in the corner, and he doesn't make it. That's why these guys are so risky to fight. They're annoying to hit, they don't give a whole lot of experience, and they take a bajillion hits themselves. On JJ's screen, those enemies in the dungeon aren't giving a whole lot of experience either. He was probably hoping for a bit more with that Thundercast. And now he has to take a death here to get through that locked door. And that skeleton just took away all of the experience he grinded up, too. Alright, what is traiLZ gonna pick up in this item keep here? I'm not sure if JJ has gone through this one. Like, what exactly would traiLZ be hoping to find here? Like, JJ knows he's already pretty much in full go mode. I'm not sure if he has upstab. Oh, you gotta watch out for those eyeballs. They hit hard. Really hard. I think BGT needs to show JJSchmidt how to do that run or room without the jump spell. I would, but my setups are way too complicated to explain. It's always Palace 2's boss that has a ton of health, but JJSchmidt takes him out pretty quickly. Once you knock off his helm by hitting him about 3 times, then you can just keep doing that dolphin stabbing, down stab, mashing on him. But before you take off his helmet, he has a different hitbox. You just gotta be careful with that. I'm not sure why JJ reset back to start, as the start point was further back from the Great Palace from where he was. I would have just ran right over. But he's probably going to make a beeline right to the Great Palace right now. traiLZ has still yet to finish the dungeon. I'm not sure what's holding him up. I already thought it took JJ too long to go in one of these. But we'll see what traiLZ's strategy is. Maybe he's going to pick up a few extra levels here and then go into the Great Palace. What are traiLZ's levels? 3, 4, 5 compared to JJ's. And when you have this much life, this much magic, even if your levels aren't very high, you should be able to find your way, get through the Great Palace without too much difficulties, especially when they have 5 freaking lives. I don't see JJ being held up in here too long. I'm not sure if he has the upstab, but neither does traiLZ at this point, so they're both going to be in the same boat there. You can see that blue Lizarphos on traiLZ's screen has less health than the red one. And he probably gives twice as much experience half the time. Alright, where does the drop take Schmidt? I wonder if JJ thinks traiLZ is already in the Great Palace with him. I said I'd be worried after the 20-minute mark in this seed right now. We always got traiLZ chirping on us for not jumping into dungeons while he's commentating, and look at him taking his free time here. Maybe it's because we see JJ in the Great Palace, but he needs to complete a dungeon here. Like, I'm not sure what traiLZ is looking for. Maybe he's looking for that fabled Palace 1. Now, I'm not sure if this was the Palace 3 that JJ did, but it could be 6 instead for traiLZ. We're going to find out really quickly. If it's 6, it's quicker probably just to warp out and go right to the raft. And take 3 right there. Alright, JJ has just enough for Thunder. He has enough hits for maybe 3 hits. 2 hits. Good decision on traiLZ's part, resetting out of that dungeon, going right to the other one. As soon as he discovers he was in 6, he went right back to the other one, found 3, and found the boss really quickly. Free Palace 3. Now, traiLZ will take a level out of this. He's going to have a level advantage on Schmidt, but he's going to be behind. Like, Schmidt's certainly got mapping of Great Palace, a lot more of it down than traiLZ, and you have to win this fight. So, that's... JJ, you can't leave here. You gotta go back in. You can beat that bird. You took a few 2 unlucky hits there. You should have stayed right there, I think. You don't have time to kill these guys. They're gonna give you 100. They're not worth it. He's got attack 4, and he can take 3 hits against Thunderbird, like... He should be fine even without that extra magic Tanner to cast shield, But traiLZ does not know where the Great Palace is. He probably thinks this is it in Death Valley. It's gonna be Palace 1 for him, though. What is this race that we're seeing tonight? Trail gets the bad news, resets back to start, not even gonna walk back through the Death Valley. Schmidt, however, is looking for that 1 extra level. traiLZ has that level, though. Hopefully JJ gets his level quickly and gets back to the Great Palace. He does not want to lose this game, throw it away. This is his comeback chance. Because traiLZ is already up 1 game to him. And traiLZ knows where the last dungeon is. He knows where Great Palace is on Maze Island. Just why hasn't he been making his way over there? We'll see if JJ goes for another level or if he's content with this. JJ doesn't even opt to pick up the second spell in Nukasudo. Is he ready to head back now? traiLZ is slowly catching up on him. The path to T-Bird is pretty much free. It's open. They've got lots of lives. So, like, it's not hard to get to T-Bird without losing a life. Okay, surely JJ must be ready now with that life 6. He's gonna be hurrying back. Meanwhile, traiLZ is still walking through caves here, because he can't seem to find the eastern side where the Maze Island raft is. But it's just sitting right out in the open. No, I think they can just walk right to Maze Island. And traiLZ is taking all these, like, caves, thinking it's on, like, a segmented side or something. But it's actually pulling into all the segmented sides where Maze Island is not. So if you watch JJSchmidt here, he just walks right over from, Death Valley. Go east, traiLZ, go right! You know it's on the ocean shore. He must not know that he can access it up from the east. He must not know that. He must thinking it's still through a cave somewhere. You're gonna see JJ's gonna poke just on into it. No, he is definitely overthinking this right now. Without a doubt. Wait, I think it was accessible for JJSchmidt. Maybe he just wanted the last. He doesn't even care about the 1-up. He was just hoping for some more experience. You're not getting another level, JJ. You don't have time for that. Like, you got 2 extra levels. You should be happy. It probably won't even give you an extra hit against T-Bird, but you have it. Yeah, don't tempt him. He might up A after the level and walk back from start again. But he might just farm out this encounter here. Maybe they will both grind up to 888. Maybe that's the strategy right now. Okay, so traiLZ is missing the flute here. He resets back to start. I wonder if he thinks he's flute blocked from Maze Island and Great Palace. I wonder, is he gonna go into Death Mountain now? Yep, there's the Death Mountain. He's gonna look for the flute. These boys. Oh my goodness. I think JJ should have taken the attack level there, because he doesn't have enough for both Thunder and Shield after that Magic 6. That attack 5 might have just helped him wallop the Thunderbird in an instant. Well, he's had Thunder castable since Magic 3, it just hasn't gone down at all from 70, and, like, you're not gonna expect it to. Like, honestly, Thunder usually sits at, like, a specific point once you lower it once. So we're all kind of curious what that fire spell is. I'm not sure if we know its jump. Like, that Maze Island raft spot is on the other side of the lake, which you can walk to from the start of the east. Okay, JJ, I think you're good and you're ready. You gotta go in now. Come on. Yeah, the race seems pretty apparent at this point, but it all depends on whether JJ can take out the Thunderbird. He should be able to, like, he is in the semifinals for this tournament. You'd expect him to go take him out at 1-1-1. At the very least, I want traiLZ to find the flute before JJ ends the seed. Alright, round 2 here. Come on, JJ. If you die, don't reset back to start. You've got this. You can do it. Well, traiLZ seems to think that he needs the flute because he didn't find the Maze Island dock and he saw a River Devil that was blocking nothing. But he seems to think he needs the flute to get by that River Devil. I think it was one of those dead-end rooms to the right of the Eon drop. So JJ is in the exact same boat he was in 15 minutes ago. 18 minutes ago, actually. Still can only take 3 hits against the Thunderbird. I think all the players prefer shield or reflect. Like, traiLZ must be thinking, why hasn't the seed been completed yet? It's 40 minutes. It must be because that Great Palace is flute blocked. That's the only thing I could think that's going on in his mind at this moment right now. Schmidt just has to take this fight carefully. He is in the hard mode phase of the fight now, where Thunderbird does shoot a lot more fireballs, is going a lot faster. Well, traiLZ wasn't happy with that 500 P-Bag, I can assure you of that. JJ is having a hell of a time, though, against this boss. It is not his best day. But he has 5 lives to take him out. Meanwhile, traiLZ moving on through the Death Mountain Cave here. I think traiLZ wants both a level and the flute in here. That's why he's killing these extra enemies. Nobody goes through those caves. But he is in room for a level if he gets a 500 P-Bag. And he will get the last spell for that, the reflect spell. traiLZ is probably not too impressed with that. Alright, JJ, this is your last life. Take it nice and slow. JJ dies here. What does he do? Does he go back out and level up some more? Or does he go back in? Right, so he is going to opt to go back. He's going to look for another heart container, magic container, something, anything right now. But this does put traiLZ back in a chance to take the race. But traiLZ is gonna go to... I thought he has picked up all the items in the west. I'm not sure where traiLZ is going now. He's not gonna cash in that thing for Reflect, is he? No, traiLZ, don't do that. You don't need the Reflect spell. Like, I'm not even sure if JJ knows where he wants to go right now. Maybe he's still gonna look for the item cave or the water tile. But if I remember correctly, this cave that JJ is going through right now, it does take him to the water tile with a 500 P bag on it. And, okay, so now that JJ has picked up his last spell here, we're gonna see if he ever casts it. I don't think he is. Wow, that is a good pickup for JJ, finally getting his magic container. But, like, why would he reset back to start? He's closer to the Great Palace. With that, he's not going to have any difficulty fighting the Thunderbird. I don't understand these players. But they are the experts. I am the one who was eliminated from this tournament, so it's not like I should be able to complain here. Yeah, next level strats. Meant to throw up all the top meta contenders here. Like, none of us players can stand up to these two. Like, the mind games is too strong between them. Like, they've got it all figured out. No, JJ has already gone left from the entrance of, Great Palace. Meanwhile, traiLZ continues his quest for looking for the flute. Will he find it in Palace 4? Check, like, lend him some, like, luck here. Let him find the flute so we can rest in peace, knowing he found it. Okay, this should hopefully be the last and final round that JJ has against the bird here. I don't think he's gonna lose. He has shield, he has thunder. There's no way he's gonna lose this fight. I guess JJ does like to opt for the jump strategy. I don't like using jump very often unless I can tank all his hits, but as you can see, he is doing that well. See, that jump spell is he's taking all these extra hits because he's flying into these fireballs that he can't escape from. Hit. There it is. He's got him. Congratulations to JJ. Finally taking down the bird. You gotta be careful with that fast spell casting because JJ just casted his fairy twice, burning up almost all his MP there. Alright, for all his valiant efforts, what is traiLZ gonna find in Palace 4? Can we give him the Mercy Flute? Wait, is that not the item room? Oh, he needs to die. He needs some MP for Fairy. Does he have another life? Oh, no! It's not what he wants to see at all. Oh, yeah, traiLZ is all in on his strategy. Whatever he's doing, he's just gonna keep going all in. He's gonna look for the flute in every dungeon he can. But I guess he's gonna cash in for that spell item now. Not bad choice at this point. Now, T-Bird was not a dead end. It's just, a bunch of the dungeon opened up after that. Like, he can go up from the next room, I believe. Which he's gonna do. I didn't get to see what traiLZ picked up. Looks like it was probably a 500-point P-bag. This room is pretty brutal, but there is a red jar in it if he can make it to the other side. And I wonder, is traiLZ finally gonna find it here? Is he finally gonna find Maze Island? If he keeps going to the right, he will find it. Absolutely. No, he is going to Palace 1 first. And there it is for Schmidt. At long last, he has finally found it. He has found Dark Link. He is going to take game number 2 tonight, which will put them 1-1 heading into their final match of the semis. Oh, I can't wait to get both of these boys in here, the commentary. I've got a lot to chirp at them for tonight. There it is. GG, JJ Schmidt. Let's grab the official time. Alright, we have an official time of 1 hour and 54 seconds for JJ Schmidt coming in first. They are both now tied 1 game apiece. We'll see if we can get them both in here. Oh, did traiLZ find the flute? Was it in Palace 1? Did he get it? I did not see. He has the flute, so we are gonna learn. This is gonna be it. We are in for a dot forfeit in about 10 seconds on traiLZ side. And no Maze Island. He just realized he went around looking for that flute for nothing. Hello, JJSchmidt. Congratulations on your win. Are you here?
Hello, I am here.
Hello, hello. So what an interesting game we had between you and traiLZ here. I certainly had a lot of peanuts to throw at the both of you, but congratulations on your match, on your win. As you can see, traiLZ is...
Oh man, so traiLZ doesn't even know that T-Bird's required yet?
Okay, so... it was flute blocked, so he went through the entire game, through all the dungeons so far, grabbing all of the items, looking for the flute, and then he just found it, only to find out it led him just to Darunia Dead End.
Oh my gosh. Agree at any point there. I am, of all the things, I've picked up a lot of skill over this tournament being new, but haven't fought Thunderbird a lot, especially at lower levels.
I know, nobody's expecting to fight Thunderbird in this tournament. It shows based on like the fight that you had too. The very first time you got in there, that was pretty much what you had for fighting him the next few times that you came in there. And you had your 3 hits and just Thunder Spell, but you weren't able to clearly pull it off. I think the first time you were in fighting Thunderbird was around the 24-25 minute mark.
Right, I felt like I felt like we were probably neck and neck at that point. That's what was going through my head.
We saw a lot of questionable up A resets back to start. Like, a lot of the time we thought you were just going to walk right back to Great Palace or something, and then you reset back to start and took the longer route back. So a lot of the time we were wondering why you were resetting so much when you could just walk over quicker for whatever your next goal was.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it was scrambling would be the best way to put it. That was obviously not my best.
Yeah, I could see. I guess when did you start to feel like maybe you might be behind or that you might lose the race? Or was there a specific point that you remember?
As soon as I figured out that Thunderbird was required.
Oh yeah. traiLZ has been walking around this area by Death Valley in circles here for the last 40 minutes. Like, he just keeps coming to Death Valley and turning back.
That's brutal.
We'll see if he finally moves over to the... Oh, he does! For the first time, he is moving over to the east of Death Valley.
Oh, man. Yeah. It's a... I don't know. I guess I saw the River Devil, but it didn't... Well, I already knew where the Great Palace was, and... If I didn't find a magic container, I would probably still be banging my head against a wall. But I pulled a rabbit out of the hat there.
Yeah, I saw that when you hit your level, you had a choice of taking attack 4, but you decided to take, like, magic 5 for some reason, and it didn't do anything for you at all. So then you grinded out again and grabbed attack 6. It still didn't do anything for you at all. It didn't give you any extra hits against Thunderbird. But maybe taking attack 5 right there would have been the point. And there traiLZ finds it. He finally finds Maze Island.
Yeah, I haven't done a lot. I think 3 of my races up to this point were 6 gem seeds, to where even if I had to fight Thunderbird, I had plenty of levels.
Yeah.
So
there's a big difference between attack 4 Thunderbird and attack 5. Like, there really is. Like, whenever I'm going from attack 4 to attack 5, it's at least like 10 hits quicker or better fight, maybe more.
Yeah, I guess I just got fixated on shield. I really wanted to be able to just double my hits that I could take.
And we saw that magic level with the magic that you still didn't have enough for shield and thunder.
Yep, 81 and 73.
Yeah, you were 1 MP off. Which kind of sucks a little bit. But tell us, how were you feeling at the very start of the match? You opened up, you loaded your seed, and you saw 7 heart containers and the glove with 1 gem. How did that feel?
And 5. Yeah, I figured I needed to finish within 20. I thought I needed to finish about 20 minutes. That's just how I looked at it. traiLZ is really good. This is obviously kind of an anomaly match for both of us. I guess hit some weak points for us being newer guys, but
yeah. We were wondering why it was taking both of you players to go in a dungeon for so long. Like, traiLZ didn't even go into a dungeon until, like, the 30-40 minute run of the game. Like, I think he was looking for the Great Palace, couldn't find it, so he was just looking for everything else in the game before he committed to anywhere. You went right away into Palace. I guess not right away, but you could have went to Palace 3 a lot sooner, and 3 was only 1 room, or 2 rooms. Long.
Yeah, I thought about checking to see if which one was 6 and which one was 3. By the time I got to the east, I was thinking I'll find, what are the odds I can't find 1?
Palace 1, which was in Death Valley at the time, right? Because you did have Magic 3, which finally made very castable for you. We're going to see how traiLZ takes out Thunderbird here. We'll see how his fight's a bit cleaner than yours. I think you died maybe about 8 times or 9 times against him.
It felt like more than that, but I'm sure that's about right.
The very first time that you got to Thunderbird, you reset back out when he killed you once. Like, at that point, maybe I felt like you should have just stayed back in and doubled down there, because if you could have gotten there with that one extra... If you could have gotten through the fight with just one of those lives, you would have been like a half an hour sooner seed.
Yeah, I had no confidence in that fight. And I think...
Come on, JJ. You took me out of this tournament. Like, I need you to get back in your A game if you want to be able to win this tournament.
Oh, that's a fair point. But, yeah,
okay,
no.
I threw plenty of peanuts at you in the seed. Everyone's having fun watching you guys play. We have no idea what you guys were doing for half the seed. We thought it was next generation strategies or something, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a mix of... I think both of us have really only been racing for about 3 months. I think I don't know too much about traiLZ outside of the randomizer, but we're very familiar with the vanilla.
traiLZ has been racing for about a year, this randomizer, but if you've only been playing for about 3 months?
Yeah, I've played the game and I've played the randomizer casually, but I didn't start joining...
Doing any races until then, right?
Yeah, about February. But traiLZ has definitely put in 365 races by now.
Oh yeah, traiLZ is just a bot right now. Like, he's not a human. He just plays games nonstop. I don't know what he does for a living. I guess he works for his parents or the church or something. But he's got a lot of free time to grind out and save Hyrule.
Yeah. Oh, and I wouldn't be... I probably wouldn't have won any games if it weren't for all the races he's put in.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Race.
But this is what the tournament can throw at you. Zelda 2, randomizers in general, can throw these weird seeds at you. You were not expecting what to do, what to fight. And sometimes it might not even be like a hidden challenge. Like, nothing in the seed was hidden at all, unless you're traiLZ. But, as long as you were good enough, you could have just walked right to the end, killed Thunderbird, beat the game in maybe about, like, 15 minutes. Oh,
yeah, if this was any... Well, the whole time I knew you were commentating, so I'm thinking Gulain would have finished this immediately.
Yeah. Mention that now to me.
It's all the luck of the draw with Max Rando.
There's maximizing probability in a randomizer. Like it's not just about the RNG and the luck and all of that and finding the items. Like, you still have to kind of like have the abilities to pull it all through and everything. And like when you finally get the seeds, where you really need to use those abilities. And like, because it is randomized, you still have to make chances and cut your odds. Like, it is all about maximizing that probability and what will be the most likely method of you winning the race. But sometimes if you overthink it, you can just end up costing yourself the entire race too. So there's that as well. But yeah, now that you're tied up, 1 game apiece with traiLZ, you're going to be moving on to, I guess, your semifinals final match. Any idea when you guys are likely to have that game, or do you think you're going to have it within like a day like you did the other one?
I haven't cleared it with traiLZ yet. Yeah, I don't know. I think I would be targeting Friday personally, but I don't know if that works for him, so we'll be a little flexible. But we haven't figured out exactly when we'll do game 3. I guess there's an outside case that it could be tomorrow, but that'd be a stretch for me.
Right. Not bad. But, yeah, the last game you played against traiLZ was a really close one, only like a minute or something difference between the two of you. You guys are probably, of all the people in the tournament, you two are probably like the closest in skill, I would say, among all the players. Like, you two probably are about close to equal or about equal at this current time, so it is always a fun, interesting, fair match to see you two play.
I'd say that's pretty fair.
I don't think anyone here can really make a good prediction about who's going to go on to the finals right now, who's going to win the next game. But, JJ, you're going to have to set up some of your fights a bit better here. traiLZ did kind of have a somewhat smooth Thunderbird fight in comparison. You don't want to lose the last game to that again.
No, definitely. I'm guessing he probably had a little more equipment, but he would have definitely, if we both got to Thunderbird at the same time, I'm 100% certain he would have taken this one. That is the last thing for me to kind of figure out before the standard tournament comes up in a couple of months.
All right, GG to traiLZ here. Let's go take a look at his time. Okay, GG to traiLZ, second place with a time of 1:14:30. Congratulations to traiLZ, but this will allow another match between JJ and traiLZ. Maybe that's what he wanted all along. So we will get another game. Let's see if he wants to jump in here and laugh at himself for a little bit.
I'm already in here, man.
traiLZ, is that you?
Yeah, I'm in here.
GG. Well, maybe not congratulations, but it was an exciting match for everyone watching right now. This seed was kind of interesting. I'm not sure what to say, traiLZ. You had a lot of fun looking for that flute.
Yeah, I just knew that the Maze Island was up top, and I totally missed it at the bottom. I don't know.
It was interesting between the two players because there was two things. traiLZ, you couldn't find Maze Island, so you couldn't find the Great Palace. So you were running around searching all over, looking for everything, running in circles. Meanwhile, JJ Schmidt made his way to the Great Palace at around the 20-something minute mark of the race. But he wasn't able to take out Thunderbird. He just kept dying. So we had to reset back, grind up, look for items and extra levels before we come back and finish the fight. And the entire time he's doing that, traiLZ is still running in circles looking for the flute. But if you just nudged over from Death Valley just to the right a bit more, you could have been in there at the same time as him and made this a really close game.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just it's a thing I do sometimes where I don't explore properly, and I make assumptions. I assumed that Great Palace was at the northern section of the continent, but whatever. I'm excited to have a third game.
Yeah, exactly. We are all excited to see a third game. You might get a joy or a blast watching this back, but we were having lots of laughs and enjoyment watching you guys play, questioning the strategies you guys were using. But hey, it's those strategies which got you guys to the semifinals.
Yeah, I thought for sure I was
Keep using those strategies.
I thought for sure I was food blocked, man, and that's all. That's why I up and ate and went through Death Mountain, and then I went through all the palaces looking at the items.
Yeah, it looked like you were looking for the Great Palace before deciding on going through any dungeons. Like, you put off your first dungeon for like the half an hour marker later into the run.
Yeah, I mean, it was all because of that not being able to find Maze Island. Had I been able to find Maze Island, it might have been different.
Yeah, that is unfortunate, but we did see you go everywhere else in the game, though. You picked up both items in Death Mountain. You picked up a bunch of palace items, like 3 or 4 of them or something like that. Like, you were going places, traiLZ. We were wondering if you would clear the seed before JJ finished.
Yeah, I almost did. I mean, at 2 and 5 and 6 were the only 3 items I hadn't found yet. Well, besides the desert tile and the Maze Island items.
I think we need to put a disclaimer on this one to watch race 1 before you watch race 2, just to save red faces.
I didn't actually get to see that first game yet that you played, but it looked like it was a pretty close game and you had a good one.
Yeah, I mean, you won fair and square, JJ. I mean, you did the proper exploring and found GP. I mean.
Yeah, it could have went either way. If you'd have found Maze Island, I'm pretty confident you would have taken out Thunderbird about 50 tries before I did.
What level were you when you first faced Thunderbird?
It wasn't bad. I think it was still.
You two were the same levels for the most part of the game. The very first time that JJ came in to fight Thunderbird, I believe he was 4, 4, 5 or something like that, if I'm not correct. But he can only take 3 hits from the Thunderbird. He can only cast Thunder.
Yeah, I was able to cast Reflect and Thunder. I was also attack 4. But I could cast Reflect and Shield and Thunder. So.
Yeah, as soon as I went out and just took the time to get a magic container and could cast Shield, it was fine. But that was the 3 hits and nothing else between me and that bird is too much for me at this stage.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, when there's fireballs, man, they take like half your health if you don't cast Shield. I mean, it could be when you get them into the second phase of the fight, it can get kind of rough,
Yeah, and JJ was fighting him with the jump spell. I guess JJ, you feel more secure or comfortable fighting him with jump on rather than not?
Yeah, I'm just really inexperienced, so if he gets unruly with his pattern, then if I have to wait for him to start swooping low again, because I just don't know all the tricks to manipulating him down and things like that. So I just normally cast jump and just start hacking away.
Yeah, the easiest way to do that, though, is to load up a game and make a save state in front of him. It sounds so easy, but nobody wants to do it. They always just want to play him in whatever race they're doing and fight him then, but you never really learn him.
That's on my to-do list for before the next turn.
Yeah, I know. It's on the list for both of you guys to do some practicing mechanical at some point, but we'll leave that till after the tournament, I guess. But yeah, so you guys are going to have your third game. I think JJ was mentioning how he was hoping it would be around Friday or something. I'm not sure what you're thinking, but you guys should schedule your game sooner than later and figure out when you guys are going to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm open to do a game whenever, So, I mean, tomorrow night and Wednesday night, or tomorrow night, I can't do it, but possibly Wednesday night I could do it. You said Friday? I could probably do it Friday.
All right, so hopefully we'll get a game, the game 3 of the semifinals up by Friday. I don't see anything else scheduled here on Randomania for tonight. It seems the next thing we do have is a Final Fantasy Spring Randomizer tournament taking place tomorrow at 8 p.m. But other than that, no other races seem to be scheduled here on Randomania. So I think with that, we should call it there for tonight. Thank you, boys, for both of for the games that you raced here, and we are excited to see you two again. Any last words?
Yeah, just go ahead, JJ.
Oh, I was gonna say no. Just thank you for the restream, Ryu. Thanks, Duster, and thanks, Kool-Aid, for putting it all together and sitting through that whole thing.
Actually, we do have a host for on Randomania 3, which is going to be the Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise weekly race coming up after this. So we will be getting that set up after that. And traiLZ, do you have any last words?
Yeah, I just wanted to say GG to JJ, and thank you guys for doing the commentary, and Duster for doing the tracking, and Ryu for doing the restream.
All right.
That's all.
Thank you, guys. Until next time, this is Q logging out, and good luck on your next races. Peace.